Don't you just love a soft, fluffy, delicious cinnamon roll? I sure do. You should be making these at home, not just eating them at the mall. I've got the perfect recipe for you. Check it out. First, I use a double boiler right in my mixing bowl to combine the butter, the water, and my sour cream. Ideally, you want this mixture to be about 100 degrees. In a separate bowl, we've got our flour, and we're going to add our salt, milk powder. Commercial recipes use milk powder due to its increased flavor and better caramelization. If milk powder isn't to your fancy, go ahead and omit it altogether and change the 6 ounces of water in this recipe to whole milk and proceed as normal. Dried yeast, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, 5-spice, and then we're going to whisk it around a bit. Here's a restaurant hack for you. I like to add my dry ingredients with a piece of parchment paper so it doesn't completely trash your kitchen with a cloud of dust. Now that our wet ingredients have come up to 100 degrees, we're going to mix those with the dough hook and add our room temperature eggs. If you use your parchment paper like a funnel, it will incorporate nicely. Make sure you're putting it in the bowl, not to the right of the bowl. We're going to spray our bowl and turn the dough out to proof for an hour. Give it a little jiggle to round it off. Cover it with a blankie and proof for about an hour or until doubled in size. Then we're going to turn the dough out onto a floured surface and degas it. Press out the gas bubbles. Flour as necessary. You want this dough to be pretty soft and pliable. It's rich with butter and is not as strong as a bread dough. Roll it out to about 12 by 18 inches. Trying to keep a rectangle shape. We're going to paint it with melted butter. And then we're going to sprinkle it very liberally with the brown sugar cinnamon mixture. I like to use a shaker to broadcast the sprinkles of sugar evenly. Spreading all of your fingers wide and working from side to side, you're going to roll the whole line of dough tightly and evenly as possible. Put the seam side down and use your pastry cutter to cut it 2 fingers wide. This particular recipe should yield you between 12 and 15 cinnamon rolls. After about another hour's worth of proofing, we're going to paint them with even more melted butter. And we're going to sprinkle them with even more of our brown sugar cinnamon mixture. Put the cinnamon rolls into an oven that's been preheated to 375 degrees. The baking process should take about 20 minutes or until they're golden brown. To make your icing, again over a double boiler, melt your butter, put in some vanilla extract, and add your powdered sugar. And then when we mix this together with the rubber spatula, slowly add in your milk a little at a time to emulsify. And whisk it until you get to this consistency. When the rolls have cooled off just enough to handle, you can pick them up individually and ice them.